Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon all do to avoid being regulated for their poor privacy protection measures and poor data security, basically. And what that is privacy washing. Um, so basically, what privacy washing is, it's the same thing as things like greenwashing, where uh, companies would adopt branding or marketing messages that made it seem like they were concerned about the environment and being so like green, but they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of changing their messaging to appeal to their audience, and they're not actually taking action. And that's the same thing with privacy washing. So you may remember probably about a year or so ago, Facebook was under fire for the um, Cambridge Analytica scandal, and their response to that really was just to say, "Hey, look at all these new privacy features we've implemented," but those privacy features were pretty empty. So, how companies do this privacy washing is they'll say, they'll put out marketing that's saying, "Look at our privacy measures, look at our privacy policies." Where like the privacy policy isn't protecting your privacy, it's disclosing how they're collecting your information. So Facebook updated their privacy policy to be more user friendly so you could read it and it was easy to understand how Facebook was collecting your information, but they didn't really make any major changes to how they treated your data and how they collected your information. Um, they implemented new features that allowed you to change the privacy of your profile by choosing who could see your posts, who could, see who you were friends with and stuff like that. But those features didn't actually change any of the issues that people had with Facebook's privacy measures. So companies like Google, Amazon, and Facebook are all, being criticized by privacy advocates pretty regularly. And their response so far has just been, well, we're self regulating. We're regulating ourselves. We don't need new laws. We don't need regulations saying what we have to do to protect your information. We're going to handle that ourselves. And then they come out with a privacy marketing campaign that's really just a marketing campaign. It's not real changes to their products. Facebook and Google are still, the leading advertisers on the internet. They collect tons of information about every user they come into contact with, and they haven't changed that through this privacy washing. What they have done is they've, you know, basically done PR that says, hey, look at this new privacy feature. They're labeling things as privacy friendly and privacy features that aren't actually improving their product's privacy. So if I'm using Facebook now, I might notice that their privacy policy now is, it's broken up. It has pictures. It's easy to understand and read, but it's not any different than what it was before, where it was just a big block of text. So it's still saying the same things. Facebook's still collecting the same information, and they haven't really improved their product. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because people need to be aware of what is privacy washing and what is a real, shift in actual privacy practices at a company or business. So what Facebook could have done would be, hey, we're still going to collect your information, but here's how we're going to protect that information. We're going to, store it in encrypted form on our servers and all that, and we're not going to sell it to third parties, because that was one of the big issues with Facebook. Was they weren't doing a good job of disclosing that if you were using Facebook, they were sharing the information they gathered from you with third parties like Cambridge Analytica and other companies that they had partnerships with. So what Facebook should have done is, lock down your information, maybe not collected certain personal information, and they still could have been the advertising powerhouse that they've become. Maybe just not having targeting based on, certain personal features like health and like financial status, things like that. Although the privacy violations and like intense data collection, that's what sets these companies apart. So I think it's going to be a hard challenge to get companies like Google and Facebook to stop collecting user data and to start taking extra measures to protect each user's privacy. And I think in the meantime, this really leaves opportunities for smaller privacy friendly companies to take advantage of these large companies in action. So if you have, say you only have, a small percentage of Google's users saying, hey, we don't like the lack of privacy on your platform. Well, a company like DuckDuckGo could step in and say, all right, well, we'll take that, fraction of 1% of Google's users that are worried about privacy, and we'll give them a product that actually does, not collect their data and does a better job of protecting their privacy of what they're doing on the internet. Other privacy products like VPNs, they probably have benefited as well because people say, oh, well, I don't like Facebook tracking my IP address or something like that. And they say, well, if I get a VPN, then I won't have to worry about that. And I'll be able to still use the product, but they won't be able to collect that information about my location or my IP address. So, I think in the long term, we'll probably see more smaller kind of niche privacy products emerge because, the big companies just aren't willing to change their privacy practices to be more user friendly and to support privacy advocates' concerns. So in the meantime, there's plenty of privacy products out there, and I think I've covered quite a few of them on this channel, and I'll continue to do so. But I just want people to be aware that if a company like Facebook says, hey, look at all this privacy stuff we're doing, you should probably read into it a little bit and make sure that they're actually doing something, because for the most part in the past they haven't been doing anything at all. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a good day.